Okay, so again, 2 blocks for practice. Start lying down on your backs, head towards the very back, and the block just to the right side of your mat. And then before you settle into any shape, preferably if your knees would be bent with the knees knocked in and the feet wide, kind of like a broken bridge. Otherwise, if you feel you need to extend the legs out, that's great. But after you kind of fidgeted around a little bit, just kind of settled in, allow your body just to find pause. Not complete rest, just a moment, just pause. Lisa, we're gonna need 2 blocks for today. Lisa Cohen, how are you? Perfect. Start lying down. Yeah. So once you settled into your posture, again, whether you're in the broken bridge position or if your legs are extended, maybe take a few moments to take a deep inhalation through your nose and then let out some big exhales out of the mouth. Deep breaths in through the nose and long breaths out of your mouth. Until eventually you can let your lips seal, deciding how you want to continue the depth and the movement of the breath. So with it being a new month, it is a new month. We are in May, and the theme of the month at North Shore Yoga is impermanence. I found this quote by Joseph Goldstein, and he says, "Wisdom is the clear seeing of the impermanent, conditioned nature of all phenomena, knowing that whatever arises has the nature to cease. When we see that this impermanence deeply, we no longer cling. When we no longer cling, we come to the end of suffering." So this idea of clinging, holding on, whether it to be people, expectations, habits, how things were, or our idea of how things should be, is one of the root causes of suffering. And in Sanskrit, we call this dukkha. In the lessons of impermanence and the importance of change and flow, start with our own bodies. Our hearts are always pumping, our blood is always in motion, our breath is always flowing. And even when we look around us, there's this continual state of flux and transformation, season to season, day to night, a caterpillar to a butterfly, young to old. Permanence is just not a part of our natural world. But when we become comfortable with the idea that things change, it's the first step towards santosha, contentment. It's accepting that nothing's forever and that we can weather any storm. And in fact, our practice, and as yogis, we know this. We witness through our movement, through our breath, our thoughts, and our feelings, and we observe that fundamental truth that everything's temporary. So as you're breathing deeply into your body, notice that flow. Every breath is different from the one before it. It changes, it shifts. So we'll work on observing that more within our bodies today. Go ahead now and hug both knees close against your chest. Apanasana. And as you do so, maybe rock side to side, massage out your low back. Feel free to even place your hands in front of your kneecaps and do a few circles within the knees in one direction, the other direction. Keeping both knees bent, Go ahead and reach your arms out wide to the side and just simply create a spinal twist. Drop the knees right. For just a moment, turn your head in any direction it feels right for you. Now from here, keep the knees where they are, but turn your chin over towards your right shoulder head. Then place your left fingertips to the front of the left shoulder head. Left fingertips to the left shoulder head, like you've got a little wing in your left arm. And now simply circle out the left arm, like you're drawing out circles at the elbow. You just move slowly in one direction and the other direction, just kind of exploring that shoulder joint. Beautiful. Extend the arm out nice and long. Keep the chin turning towards your right shoulder head so you feel it stretching through the left side of your neck. Turn your head back to center, draw the knees back to center. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, recline pigeon pose. Thread your right arm right in between your legs, grab a hold of the back of the left leg. Now as you're working to pull your left leg just a little closer towards your chest, use your right arm to press that right thigh away from you, and then even take a moment to notice the back of the pelvis, so you can keep it firmly grounded and even against your mat, using your mat as feedback. Use your next exhale, release that. Both knees hug into the chest. And then we'll lower the knees to the left this time. Fan the arms out nice and wide, spinal twist. Left knees left, arms wide. Now just simply turn your chin to the left if it hasn't already. Create that wing with your right arm this time. Fingertips to the right shoulder head and just circle out that right arm. Again, like you're just drawing out a circle from your elbow. Notice any kinks, any pauses, any stops. Just find mobility there. And after you've moved a few times, go ahead and extend the arms straight. Keep your chin towards your left shoulder head. And just feel like you can reach to the other side of the room to feel that nice stretch into the side of your neck. Take the head back to center first, and then bring the knees to center next. Cross the left ankle over your right knee and thigh. Thread the needle. Both feet flexed. Ground the back of the pelvis firmly against the mat. And imagine too, like you can extend the tailbone away from the crown of the head to really feel the firm rooting of your lower half. Now exhale, slowly release that. Now your block is to the right. Go ahead and extend, or actually let's bend both knees. Keep the feet flat, and then place the block into your right hand. And then place it so it's like you're offering a tray. So the block is flat on your palm and just resting alongside your body for just a moment. Now extend your right arm up overhead so that the wrist is in line with your shoulder and your fingertips are pointing in the same direction as your toes, right? And then draw that arm back so it's along with your ear as much as you can. So we're holding the block, right? And I'm showing you here, if you want to kind of look up, you're lying on your back. You're reaching the block up towards the sky. Fingertips are forward, and there's a flexion at your wrist. The wrist is bent. Now, once you're set up here, I want you to now turn your hand so the fingertips will point towards the very back, or towards the crown of your head, right behind you. Keep that action and the elbow as straight as you can as you now extend your arm back behind you. Maybe it lines up with your ear or even past your ear. Just notice your range, and then you're releasing the flexion at your wrist at the same time. Go ahead and bring that arm back up so the wrist and the shoulder are aligned with each other again. And now turn your hands so the fingertips are facing towards your toes, the front of your mat. Now lower the arm back down alongside your body without letting the arm touch the mat. Then we do that again. Inhale, extend the arm up, flex at the wrist, fingertips are facing forward. Turn the hands so the fingertips are facing back behind you, and then reach the arm back behind you, maybe you bicep with the ear or even past. Again, notice your range. Again, bring the arm back up overhead, flex at the wrist, fingers back. Turn the hand fingers forward, and then lower the arm and that block to hover alongside you. And we'll do this one more time. Bring the arm back up. Turn the hand fingertips back. Reach the arm back behind you. Notice what your left arm wants to do. It wants to come into place. You can keep that grounded. Bring the arm back where it was. Then pause right there. Fingertips are still pointing back. From here, we'll try protraction and retraction of our shoulders. So I want you to push the block up towards the sky. Notice your right shoulder blade moves kind of off the mat a bit. And now plug the shoulder blade back down as you plug the shoulder head back down. Then push the block up. And then plug the shoulder head back down. Beautiful, Lisa. Again, push. And then plug. From here, go ahead and push the block up and then just move, plug it back down about a quarter of the way. So it's a bit at neutral. Turn your fingertips all the way towards the right as far as you can. Turn your fingertips all the way over to the left as far as you can. Again, turn your fingertips to the right so you can actually hold the block without your fingertips, right? So you're using really more of the muscles in your forearm and your upper arms rather than using your fingers. So keep the fingers free as you're just turning the block right to left, right to left. Nicely done. This time, rotate the block all the way so the fingertips are facing your toes, and then lower the arm back down alongside your body. Switch the block to the left side. Give your right arm a little shake. Did you guys feel that? Yeah? All right, I got the music playing. Can you hear me and hear the music? Give me a thumbs up. All right, perfect. All right, so now we got the block on our left hand. Left arm is alongside your body. Again, hold the block like you're holding a tray. Let your fingertips be free. Then inhale, extend the block up along overhead so that the wrist is in line with your shoulder head. Fingertips are facing your toes. Go ahead and now turn the hand so the fingertips are facing back behind you, and now extend the arm alongside the ear or past. Again, just noticing the range of the shoulder. Get the flexion out of the wrist as much as you can, and then bring the block back up to the sky. Turn the hands so the fingertips face forward. Lower the block alongside your body, letting the arm hover. Again, inhale, lift the arm back up. Turn the hand, and then bring the block back behind you. Again, without using fingertips here, folks. There you go. Inhale, extend the arm back up. Turn the hand, fingertips face forward, and then lower. Linda, that was exactly what you needed to do. Yeah, now bring the arm down. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the arm back up. Last round here. Turn your fingertips to face back behind you, and then lower the arm alongside the ear. Again, notice the right side. Let that right side just be neutral. Bring the arm back up. Now simply pause. Fingertips are still facing the wall behind you. Go ahead and now push the block up to the sky, and then plug the left shoulder head back down. Push up and plug. Beautiful. This is great, guys. Push up, then plug. Find that middle ground. So if you need to push up and then just move down just about a quarter of the way, and now turn your hand as far as you can to the left, and then turn your hand as far as you can to the right. Nice and slow, steady. So it gives you an idea of like what you should be feeling or what you feel is going on. Nice. As you're just going, rotating back and forth, keeping that strong flexion at the wrists, keeping the arm nice and strong. Next time the fingertips face all the way forward, let's now lower the arm down slowly. Set the block to the side, give your arms a little shake. Nice. Then from here, go ahead and roll, rock and roll forward and back a few times. And then roll up to seated. Once you're seated, find a comfortable seat of your choice. And then we'll bring our forearms together, palms together for a moment. So keep the elbows, forearms, wrists, and heel of the hands connected as you open up the palms like a fountain, right? And then keeping the heels of the hands connected, go ahead and bring the hands down towards prayer so you can line the wrists along with your elbows. Keep the heel of the hands connected as you now bring it back to that fountain position. Squeeze the inner elbows, the forearms, and then open up the fingers wide. Heel of the hands stay connected. Bring the hands back down. Wrists in line with the elbows. Nice. Nice and slow and steady. Again, bringing the arms up, fan the fingers, and then bring the hands back down towards prayer. So once again, once you bring the arms back up, let's simply pause right there. Now actively squeeze in, draw the shoulder heads away from the ears. Now open the arms out nice and wide, and we'll cactus wrap the right arm over the left arm. Once you cactus wrap, and you know you have the option to just give yourself a bear hug if that's not there for you today, let's nudge the elbows forward away from the chest. Press the outer wrist forward as well. And we'll drop the elbows down to the chest, fingertips a little further forward, and then let your head lift up and back a bit. Once your head drops back, you can open your mouth, move around at your jaw, stretch out your jawline and your neck. Maybe even say, ah. Nice. Let's bring the arms and the head back to center. And now slide the arms over to the left as you look over your right shoulder, getting that stretch right here, right in this big belly of the muscle. We'll inhale, take the head and the arms back to center. Exhale, unravel the arms. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, and then take a twist to your right. Left hand outside of your right leg, right arm right behind you. Inhale, find a little bit more length, and as you exhale, rotate open. Keep the hand that's on the leg. Inhale, reach your right arm up, and then exhale, just create a nice big side stretch over. Come to the center, inhale, reach both arms overhead. Exhale, slide the hands down to the heart. If your legs are crossed, switch up the cross of your legs. And then once again, bring the elbows, forearms, wrists, heels, and the hands connect. Open up the palms wide, spread the fingers, slide the hands down towards Anjali Mudra, landing up your wrists and your elbows. Then once again, squeeze it back in and then open the fingers last. Bring those hands back down, wrists line up with the elbows. And then so you can feel the active push of the palms, the active push of the forearms. Now the next time you come back into that fountain-like shape, opening it up, close the palms for a moment, and now go ahead and face the back of the palms towards me. So now your pinkies, your outer hands, your outer wrists, forearms, and elbows touch. So you can even press the elbows away from your chest, keeping the shoulder heads away from your ears. Nice. Open up those arms. Then we cactus wrap the left arm over the right arm. Again, once you're set up here, take the opportunity to push the elbows away from your chest. Then we drop the elbows down, fingertips forward. Try not to force here, just get that stretch in the front of the shoulders. You'll feel it in through the neck, and then let your head simply drop back. And again, you have an opportunity here if you want to open your mouth, stretch out the jaw, stick your tongue out, say ah. And as we inhale to bring it back to center, exhale, slide the arms to the right, look over your left shoulder. I still have an injury from snowboarding back in January. Can you believe that, Gail? Remember I told you about that? Yeah, my right arm's still pooey. Bring it back to center. Go ahead and release the arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Twist it to the left. Right hand outside the leg, left arm right behind you. Take the inhale for length. Exhale, rotate, open. Even turn your chin as far as you can towards your left shoulder head so you're engaging the cervical part of the spine as well. Beautiful. Hand on the leg stays. Inhale, we'll reach the left arm up. And then yawn out that whole left side with a side stretch. Nice, guys. Take it back to center. Arms reach overhead. Hands slide down to the heart. Exhale. Let's come onto our hands and knees, tabletop, and then move yourself into a few cat-cows. All right, Karen says she can't hear the music, so I'm going to turn it up just a bit. How's that? You guys hear the music now? No? Okay. Let me. How about now? No? All right, go ahead. Move through cat cow. Let me just figure this out. All right, so you're just moving through cat cow here. Exploring the extension, the flexion of your spine as you're doing so. Now, go ahead and just pause in a neutral spine. Reach your right arm out wide to the side, but then place the hand behind your head, creating that wing again. And then as you exhale, draw the elbow downward towards your left inner elbow, or maybe to the wrist without bending that left arm. And then inhale, open it up. And then exhale, go ahead and close it once again. So just kind of moving back and forth, nice and slow and steady. If you read my more recent post, my mom always said haste makes waste. So take your time here. Nice. After you've done that, go ahead and point the elbow to the sky, stretch the arms straight, really reach out nice and long, and then lower that hand to the mat. Pause right there. Curl the toes under, lift and hover both knees just an inch off your mat, just an inch. And as you do so, can you try to cat's pose your spine at the same time so you feel that lift of the low belly in and up, allowing your front ribs to push into your back ribs and the shoulder blades wide. But can you now reach the crown of the head forward but still keep the cat tilt in the spine? There you go. Nice. Hold the strength in the midline. Now gently lower both knees, release the toes. Take your left arm out wide to the side. And then take that hand behind the head, create that little wing. And then from here, we'll go ahead and again, create those little thoracic curls. Without Don here, I can't figure out the music, so we're just gonna have to. You can hear it now? Yeah, only because it's coming from my iPhone. All right, so just moving through here, these thoracic curls. Nicely done. Last one here, the next time your elbow is pointing up, go ahead and extend that arm nice and straight. And then lower the hand back downward to the mat. From here, this time walk each hand forward about half a handprint, maybe full, half or full, you choose. Curl the toes under again, lift and hover the knees. Again, so you can create that little cat tilt within the spine without even adding that cat tilt in your neck. Pull in and up within the belly. Spin your inner thighs back behind you. Now go ahead and lift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk those legs out. Pedal a few times. After you've walked a few times in your downward facing dog, take the feet about as wide as your mat, and then walk each hand closer, maybe about a handprint or two closer without making it a complete forward fold. Keep your left hand where it is and take your right hand through to reach to the outside of your left leg. And it might be the calf, it might be down towards the ankle. And then bend the right elbow as much as you can here as you start to turn your head and your gaze upward towards the sky. Now, once you're set, notice your right hip is probably sinking down. So you can lift your right sit bone up to the sky a bit. So bring some balance into the pelvis. All right, so let's release that and just simply switch out. Left hand threads through. We'll reach for the outside of that right leg. Might be the outer calf down to the ankle. And then we'll create a little rotation. Actively push your right hand down and forward. Feel your left sit bone lift up and back. Beautiful. Take it back to the mat. Walk your hands forward where they were. Walk your feet back where they were. And then slide it forward to a plank pose. So just like I had asked earlier before, when you were hovering your knees in your tabletop, once again, so you can create that slight action of a cat tilt in the spine. Very slight. You'll feel your shoulder blades widen on the back body as your front body is moving up against that back body, creating a little bit more buoyancy. So it doesn't feel like you're dumping down against the earth. You're actually lifting up and away from it. So you can hold here, nice and strong in your body, strong and steady in your breath. Then we rock the weight forward to the big toes, lower the knees down, lower all the way down into your space. As you release your legs, extend them out and point through the toes, and then we'll take the hands behind the back to interlace our fingers. With your next inhalation, go ahead and extend the arms straight, extend the legs, lift the chest, and then take the gaze down towards the mat rather than directly forward out in front of you. So you keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. With your next exhale, let's all release that and place each hand onto the floor. Tent out your fingertips as you box out your elbows for this intimidating cobra. So as you press down, think about dragging your rib cage forward and up. And then when you lower, traction out the upper body away from the pelvis as you feel your low ribs, your chest, the chin, the forehead touch. Then again, inhale, reach forward and then up. And then reach forward and then down, exhale. Slide the hands back to the mat so your thumbs are in line with your low ribs, keeping your elbows in line with the wrists. Think here you're dragging the hands back, your sternum forward. Then curl the toes under, lift and hover the knees as you push your mat away for plank pose. Down dog, exhale. Nicely done. From your downward facing dog, go ahead and walk it forward to the very top of your space, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Feet together or maybe sit bones distance apart. Take a moment to grab a hold of your elbows, dangle your torso over your legs. Keep a soft bend in your knees as if there's this little puff of air behind both knees. So then you really allow your upper body to traction and let go. Nice. When you release your arms, slide each hand to your hip creases. Keep the soft bend in both knees. And inhale, we rise all the way upward to stand. Nicely done. Come to the top of your mat. Again, either feet separated, sit bones distance, or maybe the traditional stance of big toes come to meet. We'll move to Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, maybe even look upward. Exhale, hinge from the hips, a soft bend in the knees as you fold down into your legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms flat, send your feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana, whether you step or hop. When you lower with control, then find the up dog, or if you need it, cobra. Beautiful, guys. Lift those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Nice, Ruthann. Feel the active push of your palms, like you're trying to slide your mat down and forward. Rotate the eyes of the elbows towards the front of the room so you feel your triceps start to look towards your earlobes. That allows your shoulder blades to now find some width on the back body. Then we inhale to lift the heels, bend your knees, exhale, step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and release. Press to stand, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms face where they touch each other, and then guide it back down to your heart, Samastitihi. Again, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Empty the breath completely. Inhale, halfway, lift up, lengthen. Palms flat, send your feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho Mukha. As you're here, the hips lifting away from your hands. At the same time, can you feel your front ribs draw in towards your back body a bit? Try Uddiyana Bandha more so in your down dogs so that you get rid of that sway in the low back so it creates just more of the natural curve. These look great, guys. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift your heels, bend the knees, exhale, step or float it towards the top of your space. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold in half. Press strong to stand, reach your arms, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands to the heart center, Samastitihi. Just one more. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Palms flat, feet back, Chaturanga. Punch the crown of the head forward the whole time you lower down. Nice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Widen out the collarbones. Move the bottom tips of the shoulder blades forward. Nice, Darlene. Lift those hips up and back down dog. Right leg will lift in the air. Inhale. Bend at your knees. Stack up the hip as you exhale. Move around if you'd like. Otherwise, stay static here. Then if you decided to move, keep the knee bent and the hip open and pause. Notice here your left sideways is really short and I can see it. So I want you to think about your left hip crease steering back. Pull it back a little bit. Now as your right knee's high to the sky, can you push your right hand down and forward so that right side feels nice and long? Nice, guys. Inhale, straighten through that leg, square the hips off. Exhale, step the foot forward to the top of your mat. Tent out your fingertips in a lunge, pause right here, and then slowly inhale, straighten your front leg out a bit, and then exhale, we lunge into the knee. And just a couple of these, just kind of waking up to the hamstrings, find mobility at our hips, at the right hip. Then the next time our right leg is straight, you decide if you want to keep the long stance, or you can always pop that left foot forward and a little to the left, come into more of a pyramid stance, the traditional version of it. So just once you're here in your pyramid, take the opportunity to let your upper body reach forward and down. Rather than turning your torso so that your midline is crossing at your shin, think about your right rib cage and your right belly resting in the inner leg line instead. Take one more breath. Then from here, go ahead and rebend the front knee as we now lower the back knee to the mat. Release your toes. Anjaneyasana. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up overhead. Once you're set in your Anjaneyasana, actively push down against the top of your back foot. Notice it takes weight away from the knee and instead it turns on the hamstrings. We're going to bend the top left elbow, right hand for the elbow, half Gomukhasana. Now, rather than finding that side stretch, I want you to lift up, and then reach up and back. Feel your front heel push it down against the mat as you're trying to drag it towards your left knee and actively lift the pelvis up and away from your right thigh. Beautiful, guys. From here, when you release your elbows, slide the hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, elbows wide, and now create that big back bend. Inhale, exhale, take a side stretch over towards your right. Come to center, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, let's place the hands down and we'll straighten the front leg out for a half split. So once you're in half split, walk the hands back and then tent your fingertips onto your mat. If you use blocks here, use your blocks. Left hand will stay down here. I want you to sweep your right hand back behind you and then reach it up to the sky to find a twist as you drop your right hip down. Then reach the right arm forward, bring it back down, fingertips touch the mat. Then again, reach the arm back behind you, reach it up to the sky, drop the right hip away from your hand, reach the arm forward, and then back down. One more time like that. I like things in threes. Reach back, up to the sky, forward, and down. Now you get to hold this half split. You decide if you want to keep the hands where they are, maybe walk them forward, maybe walk them back, maybe even hinging a little closer. And much like that pyramid stance on our feet, the same action in the torso, let it reach forward and down where the right sideways is in line with your inner leg line. We take one more breath. Then use your inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, go ahead and lunge into your front knee and then walk the foot out to the side. Turn the toes out diagonally, place your hand on the inner thigh and then nudge the leg away. Release your hip. All right, once you release the leg, keep the foot out to the side. Bring both hands inside that front foot. Curl the back toes under and then step your left foot outside of your right foot. Toes will point forward. Hands slide up to our thigh bones, keeping the knees bent. Push your chest up. Then inhale, cow, tilt your spine. Exhale, cat, tilt the spine. Inhale, find the cow. Exhale and cat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, press to stand, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up overhead, then your right hand touches your left wrist. Exhale, side stretch to your right. Inhale through center, switch the grip, exhale to the left. Inhale through the center, exhale, fold forward down into your legs. Toe heel to feet in close. Inhale, find a monkey pose. Palms to the mat, your way to downward facing dog, whether that's a vinyasa, maybe you skip it, but we all end up in a downward facing dog. Once you're in a down dog, let's lift the left leg up. Again, bend at that knee, stack the hip, and then organically move, right? Swirl around at that hip socket, move your ankle, move your toes. Then eventually keep the open hip position, but let's really work on squaring off the shoulders. Steer your right hip crease back, press your left hand down and forward. Then inhale, straighten through that left leg, square off the hips. Exhale, let's step the foot forward for a runner's lunge. Tent out your fingertips, lift the chest, and then slowly straighten that left leg out for that long pyramid. Then again, dynamically, inhale, lunge and lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, find a straighter leg. Go ahead and just do a couple more here on your own. Then when the leg is straight again, you have that choice to keep the long stance or maybe step the right foot forward and a little off to the right for more of that traditional pyramid stance. And again, take the opportunity just to fold a little closer towards the leg. Inner thighs are rotating back in space. Pin your navel center in and up as you continue to lengthen your torso forward and downward towards the inner part of your foot. Let's now exhale, lunge into the front knee, and we'll lower the back knee to the ground. Anjane, inhale, let's lift the chest, lift the arms up. So you can actually just stack the upper body over the pelvis. And again, the back foot, really actively push the top of the foot down, even squeeze out the glutes of that right leg. Then we'll bend the right elbow above us. The left hand will catch the elbow. Again, inhale, lift up and then back. Then as you're opening up within your right side, at the same time creating this thoracic back bend, so you can even feel the knitting of your front ribs to really engage the upper abdominals for support. When you release, catch that interlace behind your head, elbows wide, keep the chest lifted, and then exhale, lean it to the left. And let that head just simply fall back into the basket of your hands. Let's take it back to center on your inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down, straighten the left leg out, find that half split. Again, adjust your hands, walk them back a bit, hands on blocks or tent out your fingertips. Then sweep the left arm back behind you, sweep it up to the sky, drop your left hip crease down, and then reach that arm forward and back down to the mat. We do that twice more, circling through the arm, but when the arm is lifted up, notice your left hip wants to lift up, so drop it towards the ground and then reach forward and down. Last one here. Beautiful, guys. Through here, now hold your half split, adjust it your way, move your arms forward, move your arms back, hinge a little closer, maybe don't hinge at all. Then inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lunge into your knee. Toe heel that left foot off to the side. Turn the toes out on that diagonal. Hand inside that inner thigh and nudge the leg away from you. So you can even keep that left foot flat rather than rolling to the pinky side of your foot. Nice, Darlene. All right, let's release that. Again, turn the toes forward, but keep the foot wide. Both hands inside the foot. Go ahead and curl the back toes under. Step the right foot outside the left foot. So this time, as you find this wide stance, swing your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers there. Yoga Mudra. Go ahead and extend the arms a bit straighter as you drape the arms up and overhead, and maybe even let your head move from side to side, up and down. Then let's go ahead and bend just your right knee. Drop your right shoulder head to the knee as you peel the chest open to the left, and that left leg will straighten out just a bit. Pass your center, and we switch other side. Bend the left knee, drop your left shoulder to the knee, right leg will straighten, peel the chest open to the right. Coming back through center, keep the hands laced, but start to create a little soft bend in the knees. Inhale, slowly rise up to the stand. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Right hand will grab the left wrist, but this time tap the ball of your left foot behind your right heel, like a little curtsy, and then side stretch to the right. Inhale, step that left foot out wide, switch up your grip. Left hand for the right wrist, tap the ball of your right foot behind your left heel, just like a little curtsy. Squeeze those calves as you lean your torso left. Beautiful. Inhale, come through the center, step the feet out wide. Exhale, fold forward down into your legs. Toe heel the feet closer, come into a forward fold here. And I want you to place the block towards the very top of your mat for a moment here because we're going to need it. And then step back, vinyasa back, or go straight to a downward dog. All right, take a moment in your down dog. Excuse me. All right, inhale, go ahead and lift your right leg back and up. As you exhale, draw the knee into the chest, core plank. Scoop out your front body, round that spine. Beautiful. Inhale, extend your leg back. Exhale, hug your knee to the chest. Gently step the foot forward close to your right thumb. Pause right there in this runner's lunge. And then reach for the block and then hold the block, holding the shorter edges and free up your fingertips. And then lift your arm bones to lean. So feel here like you're trying to squeeze the block with your palms. Free up those fingers, free up your thumbs. From here, place the block into your right hand now, and then bring both arms behind you to switch the block into your left hand. Keep the block in your left hand and bring the arms forward, bring the block forward. So we're just switching out. Put the block in your right hand, arms swim behind us to switch the block to the left hand. Inhale, bring the arms forward. Exhale, bring the arms back. Notice, because everything else is moving, you're probably losing the foundation. So can you pull your low belly in and up? Can you stamp that front heel down? Pause when the block is behind you. And just like when we had the block in front of us, place the block on the heel of your hands, free up your fingers. Then so you can lift that block away from your glutes, draw the collarbones forward, lift your low belly in and up, hold, hold, hold. Then place the block into your right hand, high lunge. Inhale, bring the arms up, the block up. Whew. All right. Do the same thing with the block. I'm going to come down so you can see. Palm that block. Free up the fingers. And now I want you to straighten your front knee out. So we're holding the block with the palms. Wrap your triceps around towards your ears. Knit your front ribs in as you're lifting your hip points towards your armpits. Then if you need to, and in fact, it might be good to actually bend the back knee to help create more of that neutral pelvis. Imagine this block weighs 100 tons here and you're holding above your head. So knowing that it's not going to last forever, right? We're thinking impermanence. Things will change. We'll get out of the moments where it feels uncomfortable. One more breath. Lovely, guys. Bend into your right knee, exhale. Place the block into your right hand and just find a twist to your right. Inhale, bring the arms up, the block up. Palm the block again, and then turn to your left, lateral lunge. Then just your left knee, both feet flat. Hinge at your hips and bring the block forward, biceps line with your ears. Keep actively squeezing the block with your palms, not the fingers. And then exhale, lower the block to your mat, pivot on the heel of your front foot and sit a little lower, Skandasana. Pause here. You can adjust the block height so you can rest your forearms onto that block. Beautiful. All right, we've given that right leg a little reprieve. Now go ahead and hold on to the block again. You're going to take it with you. As you inhale, lift the hips to center. Exhale, travel forward. Bring the block in front of you. Place it at the highest height. Your legs are in a lunge. Both hands hold the block as you now shift and lift into the supported version of a warrior three. Adjust the block where you need to so that you see that your shoulders are in line with the wrists and the block. Back leg is really strong, inner thighs lifting to the sky, low belly lifting up. As you exhale, baby eagle squat. Tap that left knee to your right calf. Hold right here. Bring the weight into the heel of your standing foot rather than the toes. Now, if you feel pretty fancy today and good balance, hold the block with each hand and reach the block forward. Nice. Place the block back down, slide it onto the mat at the lowest level, find a runner's lunge again. So now the block is at the lowest level underneath your left hand. Keep it there as we now just find a revolve lunge. Reach your right arm up in the air. The hand on the block, can you push down against it, but use it as a rebounding effect rather than a dumping down effect. With your exhale, lower your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Ground that hand flat. Step your right foot back like plank. Notice the imbalance in our upper arms here for just a moment. Keep pushing against the mat to dome the upper back. Side plank on your right. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Stagger the feet, stack the feet, or step that left foot forward. But then grab that block and reach it to the sky. So with your next exhale, thread the block underneath your right side waist. Inhale, bring the block to the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath your left right side. Inhale, back up. Thread through, exhale. Inhale, bring the block overhead and then extend it alongside your ear. Go ahead and place the block to the top of your mat. Close your pose to plank. You're not holding your block. Down dog or vinyasa. Beautiful, guys. All right, inhale, lift your left leg back and up. Exhale, tuck it in, knee to nose, shoulders stack over the wrist, hollow out the front body, so feel the core. Inhale, extend your left leg back and up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, closer to the left thumb so your legs are in a lunge. Your block is right there for you, so go ahead and hold it. The short edges of the block, palm it, and then lift the arm bones up. Biceps with the ears in a leaning lunge. Again, fingers are free, actively squeezing the block with our hands. Back leg is strong. Think like it's a plank, so zip the inner thigh to the sky. Then place the block in your left hand. Swing the arms behind your back to switch the block into your right hand. Bring the arms forward, switch the block into your left hand. Bring the arms back behind you, put it into your right hand. Again, as you're moving, switching block around, creating these circles here, everything else is steady and strong. Low belly is lifting in and up to support our low back. Legs are strong, back thighs lifting. The next time the block is behind your back, we hold right there. And just like when we had it earlier, palm the block, free up your fingers, and then see if you can actually lift the block away from your glutes. Beautiful. Release, high lunge, bring the block overhead. Whew. All right. Again, palm the block, free your fingers, right? Now straighten your left knee out without locking the knee. Action here, I want you to zip the quads upward, lift the front rim of the pelvis upward, and then knit the front ribs in. Naturally, if you want to, you can bend the back knee to make that action happen and create more of that neutral pelvis. Again, you're lifting the arms above, the block above. Again, feeling like this block is weighing a ton, and just kind of challenging our mind, challenging our psyche. And this time in our life, holding a block above your head is really peanuts compared to everything else that's going on. But again, our practice is always a lesson of how we can react, how we can find new perspective, how we can change the story, and know that it's always going to change. It's never going to just stay like this forever. Hold, hold, hold. And then exhale, bend the knee, twist it, bring the block to your left hand. Open up those arms. Beautiful job, guys. Nice. Inhale, high lunge, bring the block overhead. Turn to your right. We're going to bend just the right knee. Hinge forward, bring the block forward. Again, palm the block, lengthen your spine, knit the low ribs in. And then place the block down, spin to the front heel so the toes are up, sit a little lower, Skandasana. And once you're here in your Skandasana, you can use the block as a little prop to just support your forearms. Again, get that reprieve for your left leg. Left leg is straight out to the side. I'm just facing you so I can see you guys. All right, take the block with you. Inhale, pass through center. Travel to the front, left leg forward, right leg behind you, and then place the block at the highest height, both hands on the block. And then lift to a supported warrior 3. So I can see once I lift my torso up, I have to walk the block forward. So that block is probably right around your chest so that your shoulders and the wrists stay aligned. Lift that right inner thigh to the sky, reach the crown of the head away from your right heel. Then find the baby eagle squat, tuck the knee to the calf, shift your weight to the heel of the standing foot rather than your toes. Stay as you are with the support of the block or hold the block and reach the arms forward. Hold that, hug your left outer hip to the midline. Then exhale, lower. Place the block on your mat at the lowest level. Find a lunge in your legs. Right hand's on that block, revolve lunge. Inhale, reach that left arm to the sky. Again, using the block to push down to lift up. Find a widening of your collarbones. Drive your right shoulder blade on your back. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Step back, find plank. Right hand on the block. Again, notice the difference here, but rather than dumping all your weight to your left side, can you find some balance? Then we find side plank, Vashisthasana, left side. Stack your feet, stagger them, but bring the block in your right hand as you bring the block above you. Exhale, curl the block through to your left side waist. Inhale, bring the block up. Exhale, curl through. Inhale, bring the block up. Exhale, curl through. Stabilize the pelvis. Inhale, bring the block up. Overhead, extend it. And then close the pose. Place the block at the top. Find plank, vinyasa, or down dog. Nice. All right, walk yourself to the very back of your mat, standing forward fold. Separate your feet, hip width distance, sit bones distance. So 2 fists in between the feet. Peace finger gripper on your big toes, Padangusthasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen to begin. Exhale, reach forward and down towards the legs. Can you slide your shoulder blades up, back onto your back body, shoulder heads away from the ears. And then aim your elbows towards the wall that's behind you. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Release that to slide the hands underneath the soles of your feet, Padangusthasana. Toes touch the wrists, fingers touch the heels. Again, inhale and get that length again. Exhale, fold in. Let your brain feel heavy here. Separate the teeth in your mouth, relax your jaw. Release each hand, walk yourself forward into a plank pose. Lower your knees down. Just take a moment, child's pose, just a brief moment. Take a sip of water, recalibrate your breath. All right, then I'm going to see you in down dog. So lift your hips up and back for your downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, pigeon out your right leg, but we're not resting in pigeon. Sorry, folks. So it's going to be an active pigeon. So Press down against your front shin, the outer part of your knee. So rather than sitting onto your right hip, you want to feel buoyancy. Hug your outer hips into the midline as you're actively pressing that right shin down. You know there's that block at the top of your mat, so you can use your hands on the block if you need to for that extra support. One more breath. Nice. Keep the block to the top if you used it. Three-legged downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up. Give it a little shake. And step the foot forward, Vera A, warrior one. Spin that back heel flat. Reach for the block. Lean it out. Same thing you did in a high lunge. Then from here, inhale, peel the chest up for your warrior one block above you. And then place the block on top of your right thigh. Keep it on your thigh. Lean forward. So now your belly, your chest is wedging that block. The thigh is wedging against the block. Step your left foot forward for a wide chair pose. Both knees bent. Block is connected to your right belly, right ribs, and your right thigh bone. Let's shift the weight to the left foot. Come to the ball of your right foot. Maybe you stay there or come into a standing crane with that block still wedged in between your ribs and your thigh. Use the block as feedback to actually push the thigh bone against the block to feel the front ribs move to the back ribs. Keep the block as it is. If you're floating, step that right foot back, so we're back into that wide stance of Utkatasana, and then swim the arms back behind you. Option one, shift your weight to your right foot, step the left foot back so you're in a leading lunge. Option two, bent leg warrior three. So keeping that block wedged between your belly, your ribs, and that right thigh. With your exhale, warrior two out your legs. Slide your right forearm on that block. You with me? Okay. So right forearm on the block, reach your left arm alongside the ear for the side angle version. So can you push your forearm down against that block to actually rotate your right rib cage towards the sky? There you go. Right sit bone, extend it towards your back heel, apply a little bit more weight against that back foot. Beautiful. As you inhale, come out of the pose, right hand will hold the block. Hold the short edge of the block for your warrior two. So you're holding that smaller side. Yeah, reverse it. Straighten your front knee out, lean it back. Then move in a triangle using your block. So once it lands to the ground, you decide if you want it at the highest height, the medium height, or all the way down to the lowest height. Now notice if you have the tendency to drop your torso, your shoulder down against the block. Again, press down to feel more lift. Drive your right shoulder blade onto the back. Get your front ribs to the back ribs. Feel your right sit bone extend to your back heel. Let that be a way to find more length in your right side waist. Then sweep your left arm right alongside the ear. Extend the left side a bit further. Nice. Go ahead and reach that top arm to the sky. Grab a hold of the block again. Bend the front knee. Find that warrior two. Reverse it. Inhale. This time, bend your top arm to bring the block behind you. Left arm, bring that arm behind you. Depending on your shoulder mobility, maybe you can hold the block with your fingertips. Maybe the right hand's holding the block. From here, unsupported Vera three. Use the block as feedback that's pressing against your back ribs, your front ribs pressing against your front ribs pushing against your back ribs. Pull that low belly in and up. That's it, guys. We go to half move from here. So the right hand will hold the block, look down, adjust the height of the block you want to move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And once you're set here, again, you want to feel the action of not dumping down. So if you feel pretty fancy, you feel strong and steady, maybe the right hand will move to your heart in half namaste. Nice, Nance. Beautiful, guys. Keep the block where you let it, where it is. Step the left foot back. Sweep your right leg back and up. Give it a good shake. And now come into pigeon pose where you get to take rest. Right. So this time, again, if you want, you can use that block to prop underneath your right hip. Maybe some of you like to use a blanket, a cushion. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and fold forward. So all of you are really familiar with how I teach and everything. And I love using props, especially a block, because it provides not just feedback for the body, but a great metaphor for a lot of the things going on in life. And you don't need a pandemic to understand these things. And when you have a physical block, sometimes it gets in our way and we get frustrated. We react towards the block. But again, as we're talking about the idea of impermanence, the idea of fluctuation and transformation, things are always changing. Nothing's always going to stay the same. And sometimes it's going to be in a moment where we don't want it to be, like we are right now. But we know that there's an end. We know it will shift and change. And it will release all that suffering, all that dukkha. Last breath. Nice job, guys. Walk your hands back. Plant your palms. Sweep your right leg back and up in the air, three-legged downward dog. Give it a little shake, a little wiggle, bring some life into it. If you want to wild thing it, yeah, that's it, Nancy. Beautiful. Nice, Darlene. Nudge the pelvis up. Let your head fall back. Awesome, guys. Close up your pose. Pause and down dog. Left leg will lift. Inhale. Exhale, pigeon prep. Slide your left shin forward. Again, it's a pause and pigeon. We're not resting onto the left glute at all. I want you to think of the idea of buoyancy. So use the top shin to push down, right? If I wasn't pushing, I could easily just sit. But if you're pushing down, you're hugging outer hips in, lift the pubic bone up, ground that top of the back foot. Again, you have that block in front of you if you want to use that for support. These look beautiful. All right, release that. Three-legged downward dog. So sweep your left leg back and up. Give it a little shake, a little love. Step the foot forward as you exhale, Vera A. Set the feet, reach for the block again. Again, leaning it out, palm the block, squeeze it with your palms. Wrap your triceps towards your ears. And inhale, simply peel the chest up. Exhale, place the block on top of your thigh. Hinge forward, lock the block between your ribs and the leg, then step forward for a wide chair, both arms reaching forward. Press down against your right foot so you can lift the left heel up and you'll stay right here. Or standing crane, lift the left knee up. Lift the knee, it's going to be higher than, it'll be a little bit higher than usual, so it actually helps to keep that block secure. Half chair, exhale. Keep the hinge at your hips to keep that block locked in, and then we'll reach the arms behind. Step your right foot back as you exhale, pause in a lunge, or lift that right leg back and up to come into a bent leg warrior 3. Inner thigh lifted to the sky, all 5 toes are looking down to the mat. As you exhale, huge step back, warrior 2 out your legs as you slide your left forearm on your block. Reach your right arm alongside your ear. And again, you're pressing down against the block to feel more lift of that left side waist. Inhale, come out of the pose. Hold the short edge of the block on your warrior 2. Then reverse it. Reach the block overhead as you lean back. Triangle pose, straighten the left leg out. Pivot and lengthen away from the pelvis as you place the block down. Adjust the height of the block you need as you soften your left rib cage down. Again, think about your left sit bone reaching towards your back heel. See if it gives you more length in the underside. Front ribs to back ribs, use the core. Now sweep the top arm alongside your ear. Beautiful. Nice. Reach the top arm to the sky. And then from here, go ahead and come up out of the pose. I messed up because someone rang at the door. All right, so from here, it's going to be half moon. Yeah. Go ahead and reach forward and out. Shift your weight into your left leg. Lift that right arm up. Again, your block is feedback to tell you, are you dumping down? Feel more buoyancy. So much so that you know that hand can hover or come to your heart. Nancy, it's stunning. Nice control. Leave the block where it is. Close the hips, step it back, find a lunge first. Sweep your left leg back and up, three-legged downward dog. Exhale, slide the shin forward, find pigeon pose. Again, use the prop if you want to place it underneath your left sit bone, if you want it to rest your forearms on. When you make your way forward and down, again, think the idea of finding space in the midline as you melt down. I'm not sure if you guys can hear this song. It's called I Release Control. It's a beautiful song. All right, start to walk your hands back, lift the chest. Three-legged downward dog is where you're headed. Again, once you get there, you want to move around that left leg a few times, shake it out, bend the knee, stack the hip. If you flipped it over last time, maybe flip it here, but make sure you slide your weight forward first. That's it, loosen the gabbit. Yep. Go ahead and close your pose. Find down dog one last time. And inhale, slide forward to plank. Lower your knees, lower all the way downward to your mat. Go ahead and slide up onto your forearms for just a moment in Sphinx. And then as you lift your elbows up, spread your right arm underneath and then cross your left arm over that arm. Walk the hands out all the way out to the sides without leaning too much into your right side. So once you've got those arms crossed, elbows probably move past each other. Curl the toes under and then just slide your whole body forward so you feel your chest push firmly against your right arm. And then let your head just simply drop. Should feel a widening of your shoulder blades, a nice release into the upper back, into our shoulders. And inhale, lift the head. Just take your right arm out, cross it over your left arm. And again, walk the hands out as far as they will go without leaning your torso to one side. Curl the toes under, scoot your body forward a bit more if you lost that connection. And again, we just lower the chin down to the mat or over your arm. And inhale, lift your head, unravel that slowly. Place the hands flat to the mat. Just simply slide yourself all the way to your left. I guess it doesn't matter. You're not in a studio anymore. So if you roll on your carpet or your floor, I guess it's fine. But I want you to reach your right arm out to the side. Kiev shoulder stretch. See that your hand is in line with your nose, right? So the palm really more in line with the shoulder, right? Now go ahead and roll onto your right side. Step your left foot over your right leg. If you want, maybe both knees bend. Not necessary. And again, not necessary too, but if you want, cross your left leg over your right like you're cross-legged in a chair and let the knees fall more to the left. Nice. Go ahead and unravel the legs. Roll back onto your belly and switch it out. Left arm out long to the side. Line your hand with the head of the shoulder and then roll to your left side, stepping the right foot over your left leg. Maybe one knee stays bent, maybe both. Again, a little bit more intense. Cross your right leg over your left leg, and maybe the knees will drop more to your right. Nice. Go ahead and unravel your legs, back onto your mat, and then just simply roll onto your back. Once you're on your back, take a moment to hug your knees in. Rock a little right to left, side to side. Now, block or not, you choose for bridge pose, right? If Urdhva Dhanurasana is feeling good for you today, we did a lot in our upper back and shoulders, which might actually create a lot of opening into your chest to create that big wheel shape, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Otherwise, bridge or supported bridge, right? For me, I still have that arm injury, so wheel pose is still not part of my practice. So if you're moving into bridge pose, let's press the feet down to lift the hips up. If you're supporting a bridge, place the block at any comfortable height for you, but it's resting at the back of your pelvis, so about the waistband of your pants. If you're in the full bridge posture, can you try pressing your arm bones down into the mat to feel the lift of the sternum? And then anchor the back of the head against your mat so the chin moves away from the throat center just a bit. Those of you not supported or even in Urdhva Dhanurasana, actively squeeze out the glutes to feel the extension of your hips. If you're on a block, stay. If you're in bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana, make your way back down. Take a moment, pause. Even feel like the fleshy part of your glutes just kind of plop, let it go. Then we'll do one more. Again, bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Press down against your feet, peel the hips up, move your way all the way up to the upper part of your spine, and then work those arm bones underneath you to find the hands. Press the upper arms down against the mat, lift the chest. Again, notice here, just by engaging the glutes, you'll find opening of the front of the hips, extension of the hips. And then feel like the knees are reaching further away from your face. Nice. Then we slowly release that. If you're on a block, stay. If you want to do an inversion with the legs up the air on a block, do so. If you want to do a headstand, come around and practice tripod or Baddha Shirsasana. If you're on the block, again, the block could be at the lowest height, second highest height. I don't recommend the third highest, but you can do a supported legs up the wall bridge pose. If you're fond of shoulder stand, I just am not because of I feel it's kind of injurious to the neck. But you know, if it's comfortable for you and you're a rock star at it, go for it. But something with your legs in the air, and if those options don't even work, you know, happy baby is also an option. So see what works best for you. And we'll just take about, let's say about 6 to 8 breaths here, just reversing blood flow. Nancy, that's beautiful. Okay, shoulder stand, people. If you haven't already, move through plow, Karnapidasana. Your counter posture will be fish pose, Matsyasana. You can either hold the edges of the mat or slide your hands underneath your glutes as you puff the chest up. If you're on a block, stay for a few moments. Maybe just bend at the knees, let the feet hover so you can feel the blood flow move back. Headstand, people. Child's pose will be your resting posture. And then whenever you're ready and you've taken your counter posture, you start to make your way down onto your back to take rest. And when you do rest your back body onto your space, feel how your front body melts down against the back body, bones heavier, muscles relax. Taking away the grip in your face, even as the eyes are closed, so that you feel the temples relax, the eyebrows relax, cheeks are soft. Shavasana. Wisdom is the clear seeing of the impermanent, conditioned nature of all phenomena, knowing that whatever arises has the nature to cease. When we see this impermanence deeply, we no longer cling. And when we no longer cling, we come to the end of suffering. So, what our practice teaches us is that when we become comfortable with the idea that things change, we create that first step towards true contentment, santosha. And so, when we accept that nothing is forever, that we can weather any storm, we learn to enjoy the deep richness of the moment. It could be by witnessing the movement of our body, our breath, our thoughts, and our feelings. We also know, though, the fundamental truth is that things are temporary. So when we accept that everything is new and young and can teach us, we grow with every change and we evolve with every transformation. Begin to breathe deeper in your body. Find a little bit more movement within your hands, your feet. Maybe stretch out nice and long, arms alongside your ears, reaching your legs out from underneath you. And then hug your knees and towards your chest. And take a moment to roll to one side of your body. And as you come up into your seated position of choice, sit nice and tall with the eyes closed down, hands resting at your thighs, and just take a moment just to linger into the effects of your practice. Maybe it's something physically you learned about yourself. Maybe it's something spiritually you learned about yourself. What can you take with you as guidance for the rest of your day today? Or maybe even guidance for the rest of this time that we are in this lockdown together. And together, let's go ahead and bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra, setting them at our heart space in full gratitude for coming together as a community, coming together to practice yoga for support, and more importantly, to find gratitude for yourself. Slide your thumbs up towards your third eye center as we bow to seal the practice. Namaste. Hi, thank you everyone. Let me see if I can unmute all of you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Joan, where did you go? Joan, your husband gets props. He came over and did he put a blanket on you?
He
Oh
did.
my God.
He was making so
What
much noise in the kitchen, I had to ask him. I know, that was sweet. They saw you give me the blanket, dear.
That is so sweet. I love it.
Thanks,
Oh, you're
Jenny.
so
Take care.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jamie. Thank you, Donna, Lisa, Karen,
Bye.
Catherine, Ruben. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jenny.
All right, I'll see you next week. Bye, Nance.
It was so great. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. How have you been?
I was gonna FaceTime you when this was all over. I'm good. I miss you. This
I
is
know.
right.
I
This
miss
has
you
been
too.
such a freaking year, right? Such a year.
I know. I know. It's crazy. Can we do
Yeah.
can we do it all